All right, we begin by simply breathing deeply. And as you breathe deeply, you allow yourself, if you will, to just really feel that inside of your belly button, there is a beautiful planet Earth. Now, again, you can say, well, that's impossible because the planet Earth is big. But what you're doing by seeing the planet Earth inside your belly button as if it were a beautiful crystalline structure is you're linking your energy system, your individual energy system, with the planetary system. Why? Because you are part of a planet. Your body is made out of the elements of the earth: water, air, fire, and earth. And so this helps us remember that even though you might have your own ideas of separation or your own ideas of us and them, that in the long run we are a unified field of energy of a planetary matrix. So if you will, allow yourself to see that beautiful earth, bejeweled as she is with blues and greens and reds and all the colors. Even from the outside, when we look at her from space, she is blue, green, red, brown, lots of beautiful, and of course, magnificent spots of color in all the flowers, all the flora, all the fauna, every color in the flora and the fauna, including those in the deep, deep ocean. So as you see that planet inside your own navel, you allow yourself to begin to see it as a geometric matrix of multicolored light. Breathing deeply, long and deep breaths. Now, if you can't see it, don't worry. All you have to do is think it, because energy follows thought. So you see this planet, first of all, looking like we see it when we look at it from outer space in the photos we've seen. But then as you begin to breathe into your navel and breathe into the crystalline earth, you begin to see her as a geometric form of multicolored light. And each human, each flora, each fauna, each landmass, each mountain, each ocean, each lake, each river, each seahorse in the ocean, octopi in the ocean, all of this myriad of creation are various frequencies of light and various matrices of geometry, creative matrix. So as you do this, you allow yourself, if you will, to say to yourself, I open my physical body. I align to the creative matrix of the planetary being on which I am participating. Breathing deeply, long and deep breaths. And you begin to see that this geometry, this matrix of light, is indeed a living being of energy, just like you are. And you are a matrix of light, a matrix of frequency. So we're going out of the externalized idea of who we are into the effervescent energy dynamic that each of us is individually, and that our Mother Earth is. As you do this, you allow yourself, if you will, now to begin to perceive that deep inside the earth are all the crystalline structures, all the beautiful artesian waters, and also, just as you have meridians in your physical body, the earth herself has meridians. And just as you have nadis, Nadis, the earth herself has this electrical magnetic frequency. And just as you have chakras, the earth herself has chakras. So you're tuning in now. And as we breathe into the physical body and as we become aligned with the energetic circuit, which is Mother Earth, we allow ourselves to feel in our minds that firstly we are at what you would call in the beautiful Taupo Lake. We see ourselves going to the bottom of the Taupo Lake. You're not concerned about drowning because you're in an energy matrix of the Taupo Lake. And we know from the history that that lake was done by a huge volcano that was seen all the way in Italy and China. So we respect the energy that the earth has way down deep. And we respect the magnetics that are under Taupo. Now we allow ourselves to feel ourselves go over to Uluru, Ayers Rock in Australia. And for a moment, you don't think of it as a tourist destination. You see it as this magnificent monolith that is actually coming up from many other times where the earth has changed. It's like a mountain that has survived many earth changes. And it doesn't look like a mountain now. It looks eroded. But really, it is a very powerful chakra for the earth. And you just for a moment feel yourself like you are the little prince sitting on the top of Uluru, looking out into all space. Just as we can here, look out into space and see universal energy, galactic energy, quantum energy. And now as we travel over to the deep, deep temples of Egypt. And as we travel to Egypt, you allow yourself, if you will, going into the head of the Sphinx, but dropping down through the Sphinx. The Sphinx is just an outer ornament going all the way down to the subterranean chambers underneath the Sphinx, which hold the planetary records. And just allow yourself to feel the humility, to feel the grace, to feel the wisdom of being one who can perceive the multitude of frequencies that have come and gone from the earth. And just to let yourself, as you breathe in, to absorb in your breath the atomic structure, which is deep underneath the Sphinx, a planetary matrix, not based on any civilization, but based on planetary evolution. And now you see yourself going to the center of Stonehenge, the circle of cosmic energy. And again, it looks like an old remnant building, but it is not. It's like the aperture of a telescope. It is a focusing tool that allows you, just if you have a telescope, to focus the aperture. You can see clearly so far away and allow yourself to feel yourself in the center of those standing stones, not looking at them as remnants of simply the Druid time, but as the aperture of a telescope that as you vibrate with it, it allows you to see so much further than the surface of the earth. And again, the surface of the earth is the surface of the earth and all the shenanigans that play out all the time. But for the moment, you soothe yourself, understanding indeed how great consciousness is. As you do this now, you allow yourself to go deep into the heart of the Amazonian jungle, deep to the mother river of the Amazon, deep to the place where still on this planet is primordial creative energy, flowers as big as the house, birds bigger as a sofa. Allow yourself for a moment to be with this amazing, beautiful place of color, life. Feel the life of the natural world. Each time we go to these locations, we go to chakras, we go to center points, we go to configurations of circuits of energy that the planet herself holds as frameworks for all life to be. As we do this now, we allow ourselves to go to what you would call the big island of Hawaii. On the very top, Mauna Kea, is where all the telescopes are for the astronomers to discover the universe. But we feel ourselves in this deep energy, this powerful conductor that the mountains are. And you feel it all the way through your system now. And then you allow yourself to feel that simultaneously we visit the North and the South Pole. Two poles with completely different frequencies, and yet they cooperate together. You can feel yourself stretching from the north to the south pole. You can also feel that even those poles are shifting even as we speak. If you really tune in, you can feel them vibrating into new locations. It's like the clock hand. It moves click, 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 click. That movement is so you can gauge time. These pole shifts are so you can gauge transformation. But you don't worry about it. You feel the dichotomy of energy between the North and South Pole, completely different energies but working in the same circuit. And you allow yourself in your own body to feel that you are able to integrate the polarized energies that are happening on the planet without fighting them, but rather understanding how they work together to create transformation. Then as you breathe deeply, we allow ourselves now to return to beautiful Aotearoa. And we go far beyond the surface where all the flooding is and where all the buildings are. We go to the ancient plate of Lemuria. We all know New Zealand is between many tectonic plates. She is a byproduct of plates, tectonic, planetary plates shifting and moving. And you again allow yourself to feel yourself. Don't try to be stable in the moment. Try to feel you are in the outworking of plates of planetary mass pushing against each other. And yes, it is a powerful frequency of transformation, shape-shifting. And once again, you can feel it as tension, or you can feel it as power. As you do this now, you allow yourself to say, I open my mental body. I rise above the day-to-day worries of the lower mind, and I operate with the higher mental apparatus I have been gifted by my soul. And even though so much is all over the world about the world going down the gurgler, you allow yourself to say, I open my emotional body and I allow myself to be joyful with the power of creation that consistently reforms itself, transforms itself, transduces itself to allow for higher manifestation. And now we return to that image of the planet in our navels, and you begin to feel you yourself, your etheric body, the sphere of light that you are, which carries all the templates for you, all the gifts from your soul, all the karma for you to dust off and polish. And you begin to see it much more, just as the planet, as a field of electromagnetic energy. It is a matrix of light. Where it does not feel light, it is your job to activate and transduce that energy to bring it to a higher frequency. This is what clearing is all about. This is what cleansing is all about. This is what activating is all about. And as you know this, you allow yourself to say, I open my etheric body. I desire and call forth the activation from the solar consciousness that I am, so that I may clear and become a receptacle of higher creative matrix made manifest in form. With this, we'll do a harmonic. Breathing deeply now into your feet. See your feet not on the floor, but see your feet completely in tandem with the electromagnetic field of energy, which is the earth's chakras, which you have visited, with the field of energy, which is the nadis, which are the ley lines of the planet. Feel the breathing, pulsing, pumping of the electromagnetic field of your earth. And then allow yourself to feel your sun, again, an even bigger electromagnetic field of energy, which is pulsing frequencies so much higher than the planet has had in a long time. And those fields of magnetics are pushing energy to Earth in a blast of energy. And this is what many of you have been feeling when you are not feeling you can stay awake, or that you must rest, or you feel under the weather. Really, you are just making adjustments to your energy body so that you can be more resonant in harmony with the frequencies that are coming to Earth. Breathing deeply. Allow yourself to know the truth of the solar system, that you and this planet and all the other planets and all the other asteroids are rotating around the sun, and the sun is rotating around the galactic sun. And understand you are being drawn closer and closer and closer to the higher electromagnetic frequency of the galaxy. And that is because your galaxy is being pulled by an electromagnetic field of another galaxy. You are in a place of great power. And with this understanding, as you felt yourself in this land, feeling the pressure of the plates, again, all electromagnetic induced, from not only the magnetics of your world, the ocean of magma, but also the pulls and tugs of the higher magnetic fields of the sun, the pulls and tugs of the higher magnetics of the galaxy, and the pulls and tugs of the higher magnetics of the larger galaxy, which you are beginning to move through. Breathing deeply, long and deep breaths. And feel your own vibrational core. Not the vibration of your egoic identity. The vibration of the core energy. Not the core of the physical body. The vibration of the core seed matrix that brought you into form. It is within you. Feel it. It is down in that navel, second chakra. The navel is where you've been tied off from the genetic line. So why do we bring the planetary jewel to that navel? So you realize your genetic line is only a strand of energy, a strand of manifestation for form, and a way to, we would say, get the primer of what you need to work on. Your genetics are your little Rubik's Cube that you are here to work on. But as you work more with the planetary understanding that she's your mother, not just your biological mother, that she's your mother, you become more able to be present in a state of not only witnessing, but circulating these higher understandings simply with your breath. And sometimes that's all you have to do is stand in the grocery store, circulating the higher fields of energy around you and through you, through just breathing consciously. Because all of that is happening just as much as vaccine passes and mandatory this and that and this and the UN and the wars. It's all happening, but it's like dross. So develop your consciousness to be able to circulate with the higher energies. It doesn't take but a few breaths and a moment of consciousness every day to stabilize you so you are not thrown like flotsam and jetsam with the change of magnetics, the change of politics, the change of money, the change of policy. You are at the beginning of it all. The beginning of the end. But the beginning of the beginning. Because ends always have beginnings.